Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Life Coach Show with your host, Andrea Lavallee. Andrea is the creator and founder of the Empowerment Coaching Group and has created several empowering workshops and services. Andrea is an empowerment coach, speaker, author, NLP practitioner, and a registered Reiki practitioner. She is also known for the innovative Reiki service known as Interactive Reiki, designed to help you raise your vibration and heal your body and mind. To learn more about Andrea, her coaching, and her services, you can visit her website at www.theempowermentcoachinggroup.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of the Life Coach Show, Miss Andrea Lavallee.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Life Coach Show. I'm so excited to be here with you again. This is my first post-anniversary show, so if you caught me last week or maybe a week and a half ago, we were doing our anniversary show, and that was so exciting to have some of my wonderful guests come back on the show, and some new ones come on the show, and some exciting other guests were on the show. So it was a really, it turned out to be a really great show, and I'm very proud of it, and I'm very happy that I've made 1 year doing this for you. I love doing this, and I don't see me not bringing you wonderful guests to enhance and empower your life, and that's what I'm excited about, is bringing you that resource that you might need to make your life better. I also want to thank my wonderful guests that had presented wonderful prizes for the listeners, and congratulations to the 4 listeners that won some of the wonderful prizes that we had. Okay, so how exciting it is to be here again with you. And today my message is about, we never know why people do what they do or why they say what they say. And sometimes people do what they do and say what they say because, they go through stuff like we all do. And sometimes we just don't know what people are going through. And it could be stuff that they need to deal with and they're not ready to deal with. And it could be stuff that, based on their upbringing, and they just don't know how else to handle it. And as you know, we're all different. We're not all, we were not brought up in the same environment. We were not raised the same. So we're all different. So our thinking is going to be different and our reaction is going to be different. And so my whole message is we just never know why people do what they do and say what they say. But what we should do is, be more understanding and be more accepting of other people and their differences. And we may not always agree with what they do, but we should basically try to be more understanding, because I'm sure there are opportunities and there are times when we ourselves have been misunderstood and have been, people just didn't get us for whatever reason. Maybe we were just having a bad day. So that takes me back to, you just never know why people do what they do or say what they say, but for you to be more understanding. Okay, on that note, I'd love to bring on my guest. I've been waiting for some time to bring my wonderful guest on. Her name is Tina Bennett, and she's a wonderful woman and a great friend of mine. I just love hanging out with her. She's just amazing. She has a great big heart, and she does amazing work, and I'm really happy that she's doing what she's doing, because she has an amazing gift and amazing talent. Tina D. Bennett is a spiritual life coach, certified NLP practitioner, and intuitive healer based in Toronto, Ontario. She offers several services, including inner child work with NLP, spiritual coaching and mentoring, intuitive counseling, as well as angel and energy readings. She's also the founder of Blue Flame Healing. She says everyone deserves to say, I love my life, and Blue Flame Healing offers practical techniques along with counseling and energy work to assist others in realizing their own unique talents and to silence the inner critic that limits one's vision for a better life. Tina's ability to connect to spirit via angels and spirit guide energy allows her to find energetic blocks to help effectively clear emotional and psychological limitations that may be hindering a person's happiness and self-worth. Through Blue Flame Healing's primary goal is to help you explore your untapped potential and inner resources and clear your energy field of negative energies to help you move forward into the life you know you are deserving of. And the website to learn more about Tina and Blue Flame Healing is www.blueflamehealing.ca. I'd like to welcome to the Life Coach Show, Miss Tina Bennett. Tina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me here. It's definitely a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's start off with you telling us who you are and what you do.
Well, you sort of summed it up there in the introduction, but I'll just reiterate. My name is Tina Bennett, and I have a business called Blue Flame Healing based here in Toronto. I am a clairvoyant, intuitive healer, and spiritual advisor. So basically, I facilitate for emotional health and happiness, and I assist in helping those clear away negative energy or negative patterns in their life that may be hindering personal growth or happiness. So really, I just want to help people be happy. I want people to not suffer. Life doesn't have to be so hard all the time. It really comes from within. And so I feel it's kind of my purpose to assist others in finding their emotional happiness and peace within themselves.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that you don't want to see anyone suffer or unhappy, because that's so something that I gear towards, and that's one of the reasons why I do the show. So what are some of the services you offer?
Well, again, I do spiritual consulting and mentoring and intuitive counseling. I do inner child work, and I incorporate using Neuro Linguistic Programming, or NLP, with that. And I will do angel therapy and readings, and I also do energy healing and energy reading. So that's mainly what my business consists of.
Great. Okay. And what's involved with inner child work?
Well, inner child work, as we're growing up, a lot of us, we're programmed from our families and society to have certain beliefs about who we are, what we're supposed to do, and sometimes this doesn't coincide with who we really feel we are inside. Many of us have a lost or inner child, lost or angry or hurt or even traumatized inner child. Children are very susceptible, they're very sensitive, and as they're growing up, they learn certain patterns and certain beliefs. And sometimes these beliefs and patterns will hinder a person's emotional growth. So when we have trauma in childhood, that part of the inner child will almost separate from the whole, and that inner child will protect itself by creating barriers or walls or masks to prevent further pain from occurring. So my goal is, I found in my personal life that inner child work or inner child healing has been highly, highly effective. And this is why I want to share it with others and to help them heal their inner child. Because when the inner child is hurt, we can definitely have a lot of issues in life with relationships, especially the relationship with the self. We may have a lot of stress or health issues, and it leads to a lot of low self-esteem, less self-confidence. And if we don't have self-esteem and self-confidence, it's very hard to have success and happiness in life. So when we go within to meet these inner children and help reintegrate them, so basically what we're trying to do is help this inner child that is separated from the whole to reintegrate back to the whole. And in this way, the client will notice that they have more happiness, they feel more fulfilled, they feel more complete. And so this is what we're trying to do by using some simple techniques that is very effective.
Wow, that's amazing. So does everyone need inner child work or just some people?
I would say that a lot of people probably have a hurt or traumatized child that has not been dealt with or have not been acknowledged. We're told as children to be quiet and not express ourselves, and sometimes we have to hide the hurt and pain because in an adult world, the child really doesn't have much of a voice, so it learns to protect itself. And what we can do today is allow that child to speak and to be heard. And basically, we're trying to reparent that child and let them know that they're loved and that they're safe, and that child is safe to come back home.
Beautiful. I love it. So it's kind of like, when in my purpose and the book that I'm compiling, it's really helping, it's connecting with those people that have found their voice, because they've lost it as a child.
That's right. Exactly. That's what it's about. The child doesn't have as much of a voice, and we learn to suppress it. We learn to suppress our feelings and our emotions, and we carry that around in our subconscious. We carry that in our cells, and when a current event triggers that old feeling or that old emotion, then we react. We can react poorly, and that develops to possibly relationships that are less than satisfying.
Right. And that goes back to what I was saying in my message earlier about we never know why people do or say what they do. They could be hurt,
Exactly.
from not addressing their inner child. Yeah.
And that's where the Neuro Linguistic Programming comes in, or the NLP. Why I incorporate that in with the inner child work is because we carry subconscious beliefs. We're not even aware of them anymore. We suppress them so much, they just are automatic. And so if we can access that subconscious part of ourselves and reframe the experience, reframe and reparent the inner child, we can actually change the core beliefs that we have about ourselves and about the world, and we can definitely have more peace then.
Right. Good stuff, Tina, good stuff. All right, so let's move on. And so what is involved with angel therapy, readings, and energy healing?
Well, I've come into learning about angels through my own personal work for myself. So I've done a lot of healing and done a lot of inner work on myself. And in this journey, I've come to learn about angels and angel therapy, and I opened up to angel energy. And angel energy is a very, very pure and loving energy, and everybody is connected to this light source. So I basically channel or leave myself open for this energy to come through, and in this way I allow messages from the angels or spirit to speak through me. And they're usually messages, well, they're always messages of support and love. And if people have questions about their journey in life, then I'll channel these messages for the individual. And people have told me that after working with angel therapy and allowing angel energy to come through, you can really feel the love and you can feel the peace. And after a session, they usually say they feel much calmer, and they feel more peace, and they have more direction, and they have feelings of inspiration.
Wow. So it's a really powerful tool.
It's very therapeutic, and along with this, I may also incorporate doing some energy clearing or energy healing.
Right. Okay. How did you come into this work?
Well, I came into this work I'd say about 8 years ago. I had my own spiritual awakening. So I had my grand epiphany, if you will, or my aha moment after I had taken some time. I had taken maybe a couple of years of doing some inner work on myself. And in that moment, my heart just opened. And it only seemed like for a few moments, but I connected to this amazing energy of, it was just a pure, warm love. It's not like a love you get on here on earth. It's nothing like that. It's pure. It's unconditional. It's just an energy, and it's obviously an energy of spirit and light. And it was just nothing I had felt before. And I understood in that moment that all things are connected to each other, and we're all one, and all that matters while we're here on earth is love, to love and to be loved. And in that moment, I felt loved, and I felt I could love, and that everything was love. And so this was quite profound for me, because I had grown up actually without love. I had, I grew up in a home with a mom who was, going through her own stuff and not loving herself very much. And so I had learned growing up that I was not lovable, and I had learned that I was not worthy, and I had a lot of feelings of self-loathing and not a lot of compassion or acceptance for myself. From an early age, I learned to dislike myself very much. And I went through my life like this. I thought this is the way it was. I just felt that people didn't like me. I just thought that's just the way things were. And I went through my life unable to make connections to other people. And life was just always a struggle emotionally. Looking back, I realized I was probably depressed most of my life. It was a low-grade depression, and it was interspersed with bouts of deep depression. And I was really lonely, and I was sad, and I was just unhappy. And I had a lot of anxiety as well. And then at 27, I started taking an antidepressant, and I thank God for the antidepressant, because I don't know if I would have been able to continue without it. And the antidepressant calmed me down enough, it changed my brain chemistry enough, that I realized that I was making a choice. I was making a choice by being angry and hurting myself. And I just decided then and there I wasn't going to be depressed anymore. And I didn't know how that was going to play out. I didn't know what that looked like, but I just realized that if the drug could affect my brain chemistry in the way that now I felt okay and nothing in my life had changed, that means I could do something about it, that I could do it myself. I could figure it out. So I went off the antidepressants, and I started my journey, and the universe started opening doors for me in the way of reading material. I looked into Buddhism and Zenism, and nothing was really ringing true. It was still a lot of religion, and I had grown up in a Catholic household too. Mm-hmm. And so I started a job at a place, and the lady who worked there was already into spirituality. She was into channeling, New Agey things, and it just really resonated with me. I just understood what she was saying, even though I had never heard any of these things before. It just really made kind of sense on a deep level. There was just a resonation. And I started reading, and I started learning about channeling of entities and angels and messages of love. And I started reading these books that gave me tools and techniques to work on myself by, having an attitude of gratitude, shifting your energy from one of lack to one of abundance. And it all sounded very trite to me. I felt very silly sometimes. I didn't really believe it at my core sometimes that I was worthy of any of this. But I persevered, and I kept at it, and because it still felt familiar, and I think that was the main thing, is because it felt familiar. It was like I was beginning to remember something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then one day, my awakening happened, like I was just mentioning a little while ago, and ever since then, ever since that moment, I realized what my purpose was, what I needed to do, that feeling of one, of feeling connected to the one. If everybody could just feel that for 1 second, they would understand what they're here to do, what we're here on earth for. Everything just made sense to me in that moment, and that's when my real inner work began. And so 8 years later, after doing workshops and working on myself and clearing my energy, I had to make myself very vulnerable, and I had to let down a lot of my own barriers, a lot of my own beliefs and protective barriers that I had put in place for myself, and I had to let all of that go. And now I'm in a place where I want to help other people do the exact same thing.
Wow, what a story. What a story. That's amazing. And I love that, you made the choice, because that's so hard for so many people to understand, that they can make a choice to
Yes.
change things, because it's not, the environment was not affecting you. You were affecting the environment, and you can make the choice to change that. And I think that's just amazing, and it's just it's very mind-blowing how you were able to have that power within yourself to do that, like we all do. And this is why I'm so passionate about empowering. But it definitely sounds like you were doing a lot of inner child work on yourself at that time.
I'd have to say the inner child work, yes, was probably the most effective thing for me. And I actually have used it on other people, obviously, too. And I see the results. I just see how it affects people. It affects their heart. And we need to reintegrate those lost inner children. In shamanism, there's a thing called soul retrieval, and I find it very similar in the energy, where you're bringing back pieces of yourself that have been lost, and you're bringing them back to the center. And then you feel very whole, and you feel very centered in yourself and ready to take on the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love that you had that journey, but now you're able to relate to so many people who are on similar journeys of feeling like they're not worthy and feeling, they're going through bouts of depression. You can totally connect with those people and really work with them, which goes into my next question, which is, who's your ideal client?
Well, my ideal client would be someone, men and women. I definitely enjoy helping men a lot. I love helping women, obviously, but we really need to help men come out of the spiritual closet, so to speak, and let their, feminine side come out a little bit, because we all have a masculine and a feminine side. And men are so greatly needed to balance the energy on the planet right now. So I really, really have a special place in my heart to help the masculine divine. And these ideal clients will generally be people who are having their own kind of spiritual awakening of sorts. They may be intuitive themselves. So common labels are like indigo. You probably heard of the indigo children, or star seeds, or empaths, or intuitives, or clairvoyants, or healers. So many of us are waking up. There's a grand awakening happening on the planet right now, and I'm here to help those people, realize what they have and who they are, and that there's nothing to be afraid of. So they may be opening up more to their own abilities, and they're experiencing energies that are not so familiar, because, we've all been programmed in our society to believe in a certain way of life. And when these new energies and these new feelings, and you're hearing things and you're seeing things that you've never heard or seen before, it can actually get a little scary. And so I'm here to help people handle this new information, these feelings or beliefs that may be conflicting. And so this energy is of a higher vibration and may be causing confusion and fear. So I'm here to help align these energies, help clear the biofield, and offer simple techniques to help with, this transition. And most of all, people who have emotional unhappiness. Because if we're not happy, if we don't feel we're worthy, and so many of us don't feel we're worthy, we're told from such an early age that, you have to be better, you have to be better than the next person, None of that is true, but we believe it, and therefore, we may end up feeling less than worthy, and that is so not true. So I want people to feel happy and worthy of their gifts and of their abilities, and to help other people. So I'm helping people to help other people.
Yeah. And that's why I love our friendship so much. You and I, we met in NLP training. And your intention is so beautiful. It's so pure.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So much for people to feel better about themselves. You have a really, really strong desire, like genuine strong desire to help people just evolve and feel better about themselves. And I love that. And, I wish you much success. So,
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what's coming up for you in the near future?
Well, I would like to do more workshops, and because I want to help a wider range of people, and I want people to come to my workshops to learn about healing the inner child. Basically, the things I do, I feel like I'm a teacher of sorts, but the stuff that I have learned, I just want to give to you so that you can do it on your own. You don't need me, but we do need each other. So, at the same time, we do need each other. We need each other to learn about new things, and, we can pass this information on to each other. So I'm here, to support that. And so I want to do healing the inner child workshops. I want to do healing energy workshops. I want people to come and, I want to clear the energy field so that people feel lighter and freer and more peaceful and able to move forward in their lives with more empowerment. So yeah, definitely look for my workshops. And I'm going to be starting a blog this month, getting more information out there. So I hope everybody checks that out. And in the near future, this has been on the table for a little while, but in the near future, I would like to do energy facials because I used to be an esthetician for 20 years. And so, I have a lot of knowledge about skincare, and I've always enjoyed doing massages and facials of that sort. So I want to incorporate an energy facial, so a nice, cleansing, deep cleansing facial that's very relaxing, but also work on the energy field at the same time. So they're kind of getting the best of both worlds. So that's going to be coming out hopefully soon.
I love that. I love the combination of physical and spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I want that facial. All right. So how would someone contact you?
Well, you can check out my website at blueflamehealing.ca, all one word, or you can email me at tinadbennett@hotmail.com, or you can even check me out on Facebook. I'm on Facebook fairly often at Tina D. Bennett. Blue Flame Healing with Tina D. Bennett. So if you just search for Blue Flame Healing with Tina D. Bennett, it comes right up and you'll see it there.
Wonderful. And we'll have all this on the Blog Talk Radio on your site for this segment of the show. Well, wow, Tina, the time just flew right by. It did,
didn't it?
It sure did. And I'd love to have you back on the show. I mean, you were just a fabulous, fabulous guest with
I'd love to.
Bringing all this wonderful energy to people who really need it. Everyone needs to raise their vibration and find their voice and to clear all that baggage and garbage that we've been carrying around.
Absolutely. We all are the masters of our fate. We are all the masters of our choices. We are not victims, so we're going to move from victimhood into victors, and it's all about empowerment and using your abilities and just really feeling high self-worth, high self-esteem, and you are here for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason. Don't doubt it for a second.
Wow. Yes, definitely not. Well, you know what? I'm sure we are going to be hearing and seeing more from you. So.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, you're on a roll. I love it. All right.
Great. And I really appreciate you in my life as well and all the support that you've given me. Andrea has really supported me on my journey over the last few years as well, over the last couple of years as well. And she is a wonderful Reiki practitioner and empowerment coach. And, we work well together.
Thank you so much. Well, we didn't mention that we're trying to put together a workshop in the very near future.
Yes, that's right.
Your piece with the inner child work, and I would love to do some work around, working with. I don't even remember what my piece is. Mom issues. That's what it was.
Mom issues. That's right.
I have my hands in so many things. Mom issues. And because I know a lot of people that are coming to me have some mom issues where they need
like me,
where they need to really work on resolving some issues from when they were growing up with their mom, and it could be dad as well. So we're quite a team, and you were not very hard to encourage to step into your passion. And as an empowerment coach, I love helping people step into their passion. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's wonderful. I look forward to that workshop. I think it's really going to be very healing and helpful for a lot of people.
Yes, I agree 110%. Definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. I can't wait to have you back on. I can't wait to see what's coming up for you on this wonderful journey of yours of working with people and helping them heal and helping them find their voice and just, live their purpose, because it's hard to live your purpose when you don't feel confident and you don't feel encouraged, or you've never been really brought up to have high self-esteem about yourself. So we have to clear all that, and then you could come into your purpose. And I know that's a big part of what you do, Tina. So definitely anyone listening who any of this resonates with you, which I'm sure most of you do, it's www.blueflamehealing.ca. All right. Thank you, Tina, for being on the show. I look forward
Thank you for having me.
I look forward to working with you and seeing you again. And until next time, everyone, stay empowered. Take care. This is Andrea Lavalle, and you can find me on Facebook as well. On the Empowerment Coaching Group is my Facebook, as well as the Life Coach Show is the radio Facebook page. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.